Morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on which part of the world you are watching this video from. I'm Myrna Loy of Black Bright News, which can be found at issuu.com/Black Bright News. Today's video is about shades of black. And the reason why I'm talking about shades of black is because I heard that Trump was thinking at one point about putting on an apprentice, pitting blacks against whites. He was going to have 9 blacks and then 9 whites, and they would all be equally educated, equally attractive. And this is before he became president, by the way. And they would be pitted against each other. He reckons it would make, a massive, massive show. And what Howard Stern asked him was whether there'd be different shades of black. Now, I thought to myself, why would somebody throw that in there? Because for me, regardless of what shade of black you are, you're black. Now, God forbid it comes to the time where they say black stay on one side, white stay on the other. Are you going to start saying, oh, well, that one's a light black and that one's a dark black, therefore that one should stay in the middle? No, all the blacks are going to go on one side and all the whites are going to go on the other. The only people who might differentiate a little bit are the Asians, because I don't even know what they classify themselves as. But I don't think it's fair to break it down into what shade of colour you are. I know they keep doing that. They keep talking about the house slave and the field slave, and the house slave got treated better than the field slave because they were lighter and they were mulattoes and they were the children of the slave masters. But we're not in that era now. So technically it shouldn't matter. I see people as dark as night making it now. I mean, look at Usain Bolt. Look at Lenny Henry. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Are they light-skinned? No, they're not. Actually, the majority of people who are famous are dark-skinned. So I don't know where they get off talking about people who are lighter-skinned gets better privileged. It's archaic. It's over. It's done. Anyway, not only that, Trump is so controversial, but he makes I won't even say good entertainment. He's a good person to discuss. Anyway, now what they want to do now with the Census 2020, they want to break that down even further. So you can't just say black Americans. Now you've got to say whether you're black Jamaican, black Trinidadian, black Bajan, black African, or what was the other one? Anyway, all of the islands, you have to state your Pacific origin on the 2020 census. So even if you don't know it, like some Americans, because their parents were American as well, they don't necessarily know what their grandparents were. So now they're all going to have to start digging and finding out where their heritage is. I'm not quite sure what that is supposed to prove. In the UK, they do break down our classification. They break it down between black, British, Caribbean, black, British, African. Just those two. You have black African and black Caribbean. And I think those are the only 2 that they have. But that is how far they go. They don't go into that further desegregation. They don't do that. So I'm not quite sure what the value is, other than to find out, how many of one particular island is in the country. Because that's what they did in China, because in China, because they were saying that in Gansu, they didn't want Ugandans and they didn't want Nigerians and they didn't want Kenyans. They had to have a system where they knew who was who So it wasn't just any black persons. If a black person from England, they probably could have got into the hotel. Or a black person from America, they probably could have got into the hotel. But if they're coming from those specific countries, so there is a reason behind it, although I don't know what it is. Anyway, shades of black shouldn't really matter. It's just melanin. Some people got more melanin in their skin than others, but it's just skin. And apparently those who were nearer to the equator got darker and there's more protection. And, you know, now if you're lighter like me, I'm supposed to take extra vitamin D because I'm not getting the sunlight that I should be getting because I have dark skin. But that is the only difference. So there's no secret code, or there's nothing to say that a lighter skinned person is going to be more intelligent than a darker skinned person. Neither is it relevant that a white person is going to be more intelligent than a black person. When they're pitting, if that show does come out, it'd be really brilliant if it does. But if it did come out, all it's going to do is show you how the different people strategize. Because black people, they're going to have a different strategy to white people. And that's all that, and they're going to have a different competitive nature than white people. So all that's going to show is the different characteristics and how they vie to become the apprentice for Donald Trump, if it comes out. But apart from that, it's old news. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Hope you have a good evening. Bye for now.